In this video, we're going to be looking at assignment operators in Java. So I've created a project called assignment operators, and my main class is called assignment operator. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the equal sign, the increment operator, the decrement operator, the add and assign operator, subtract and assign operator, multiply and assign operator, divide and assign operator, then the modulus and assign operator in Java. Okay, so we'll start with the assignment operator. So the assignment operator is just simply used to assign values to variables, okay, or any other construct. So I can say, if I say integer a is assigned to 20, okay, so int a is equal to what? To 20. So this means this one here is an assignment operator. It's not an equal. It's called an assignment operator in programming. From today onwards, never call this an equal sign in programming. This is an assignment operator. So int a is assigned to the value of 20. The only assignment operators we have in programming is the equality by value and also equality by value and data type, which is valid in PHP and also in JavaScript. Okay, so that's all that an assignment or the assignment operator does for you. The second operator we're going to look at is called plus plus, or the increment operator. It's actually the increment operator, but it looks like it's got 2 plus plus, okay, like a plus plus. So now what the increment operator does is that it increments the value of a variable, an integer, by 1. Okay, so here if I say a plus plus, what I've done here, I've said increment the value in a by 1. So this means now the value of a is now 21. Okay, so if I say system dot out dot print line, okay, if I print out a now, what I'm going to have is a 21. That's how come we have a 21 here. Okay, so this notation here is not, if you put the plus plus after the variable name, this is called postfix notation. Then if we put the plus plus, this is called prefix notation, but it does the same thing. But what happens is that in the prefix notation, the 1 is added to the variable and then the variable is read later. Okay, but in a postfix notation, you read the value of the variable and then you add the 1 later. That's just the difference. Okay, so that's what an increment operator does for you. So we move on to the decrement operator. Okay, so the decrement operator is going to reduce the value of the variable a by 1. So now that we added the 1 and the value is 21 here, if you use a decrement operator, whether you use a postfix or prefix notation, it's still going to reduce the value by what? By 1. So if I say a minus minus, what I have now, see, instead of the value being 21, it goes back to what? To 20. So if I say system dot out dot print line, okay, the print line, what I now have here is a. So if I run this, what I'm going to have is a 20, so the 1 has been removed. Then we come to the add and apply operator. So the add and apply operator, the way it works, okay, so it's add, addition, plus, equal. So it's called an add and apply operator. So the add and apply operator is used to add any number, add numbers, or to add a value to a variable. So the long notation, if I said this, okay, let me say if I said a is equal to a plus what? Plus 10. A plus a is equal to a plus 10. This means the value of a is actually 20 right now. So this means from 20 add a what? Add a 10 to make it 30. Then this value that I have here, update the value that is in a to become what? The new value that we found here. So now the value of a is going to be what? Is going to be 30. So now if we say system dot out dot print line, okay, dot out dot print line, if we say a like this, if we run this program, we're going to have a 30. But then now we have not used this add and apply notation. So the add and apply notation, instead of doing this so long, so the shorthand syntax or the shorthand notation for doing this is to just say a plus equal to 10. Okay, instead of saying a is equal to a plus 10, no, just do this. It will give you exactly the same result of what? The same result of 30. So that is how an add and apply operator works. So we're going to move on to the subtract and apply operator. Same concept, nothing changes. So just going to say a minus 10. Okay, so this automatically reduces the value to what? To 20 again. So if you say system dot out dot print line, okay, so put the value of a there. If you run this variable, you're going to have a 20. So it has subtracted a 10 and then updated the value. Okay, so after that, you can now have a multiply. Okay, the multiply and assign operator, like this, multiply and assign operator. So this means you're going to say a, instead of, okay, let's multiply by 10. Instead of saying a is equal to a multiplied by 10, like this, okay? Nope, this is longhand notation. So we would do shorthand notation of saying a multiply and assign when you multiply by 10. So now if you say system dot out dot print line, so what we actually have now as a value of a should be a 200. So if we print that out, it's going to be a 200. If we go back and say a times 10 like this, we still get back the same result of what? Of a 200. So now, yeah, that's the shorthand notation. So now we're going to look at the divide, okay? Divide and apply assignment operator. So it operates the same way. So if I say a divide and assign, but divide by what? Divide by 5, or let me say divide by 10, so that we get a 20, right? So if we say system dot out dot print line, like this, what we're going to have now is if we print out an a, if we run this, we're going to have a 20 of divided by 10. Then we have the modulus and apply. Okay, so the modulus finds a remainder. Okay, so if you use it on the a, then you say modulus, find the modulus if you divide it by 5, like this. Okay, so if you say system dot out dot print line, if you do this, and then we come here and then want to print out the value of a. If you run this notation, what you're going to have is what? The remainder is a, the remainder is a 0. So this is how you use the increment operators in Java. Okay, so we've looked at the assignment operator, we have looked at the increment, decrement, add and assign, subtract and assign, multiply and assign, divide and assign, and then modulus and assign operators in Java.